Hello, this is Seema Kaneja, and today I wanted to talk to you about the July movie of the month. It's called Black or White, Love Has No Color. It's mostly a drama, although there are certainly some comedic elements, and it stars Kevin Costner as well as Octavia Spencer. And it centers around a custody battle of a 7-year-old child who is biracial. Her mom is Caucasian and her dad is African American. And when the movie opens, we learn that this child is being raised by her grandparents, Kevin Costner and his wife, but his wife has just recently died in a car accident, and the child, her name is Eloise, her mom already passed away in childbirth, so basically that just leaves Kevin Costner alone to raise her. And the child's on her dad's side, her dad actually has really not been very present in her life. He's been dealing with issues of ongoing coke and drug addiction, so he's really not present. But his mom, who's portrayed by Octavia Spencer, and her extended family are very much wanting to be a part of this child's life, and there's a whole custody battle. And basically, the character portrayed by Octavia Spencer wants full custody and wants her son, whose name is Reggie in the movie, to be an active part of Eloise's life. So that's where the movie starts. And I think the movie is a beautiful tale of love, of forgiveness, of what that journey can look like. And I thought, especially in view of the events that have been happening around us, just with the elections coming up and all the political divides, and also just all the racial tensions and issues with all the shootings, and with the police force and Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, all of that, I felt this movie was just a commentary on it, although it really doesn't have political content, but how when there is a child involved, how while that can start this sort of custody battle, it can also be the focus of unity and coming together and joining and seeing what brings us together. So this, the child having these two different family, these two different roots in her life, being raised in a very affluent part of California, going to a private school, her grandparents being, white Caucasian, and then her grandmother and her dad, being in a totally different part of LA, and all the issues with drug addiction, all of that. So you don't want to get hung up on stereotypes or all of that. I mean, you can go there, but I think the movie is more about humans and about a father and a grandfather and a grandmother and this child and family and how to do right by this child. And everyone thinks they've got it right, they're seeing it right, and they're very enmeshed in their worldview. But this child and the love for her really starts to break those things apart. And there's a lot of projection that can happen. It's so easy for us to see what's wrong with someone else and what they need to do, but it's so much harder for us to kind of turn that energy inward and look at our own kind of inner demons and our own places of doubt, of insecurity, of just the darkness. And there's a scene where Kevin Costner, his name is Elliot in this movie, and Eloise's dad, who's Reggie, they're together, and Elliot is telling Reggie how he needs to get his life back together and he needs to be clean, all of that referring to his drug addiction. And all the while, Elliot is himself become a functional alcoholic because alcohol has become his way of coping with loss, with his grief, and he just doesn't know what to do, and so the alcohol is what he reaches for. But it's so interesting that he can see the issues that Eloise's father, Reggie, is grappling with, but it takes him much longer to kind of face that in himself. And the little girl is portrayed so beautifully because she just holds the space of love. And she is a talented artist. She's drawing. So many of her drawings are pictures of her family. And one picture in particular, she's standing in the center, and on one side she's holding the hand of her grandfather, portrayed by Kevin Costner, or Elliot as he's in the movie, and on the other side is Reggie, her father. So those scenes, and just her room, it's a beautiful room because it's like whenever the movie shoots a scene in the room, there's these paintings that she's drawn, but there's also these little words like believe and faith and love and imagine. And there is an aquarium, so there's kind of like, the light hitting the aquarium and the fish and everything moving. So there's almost like fantasy wouldn't be the right word, it's almost like a different space, as opposed to, the scenes when you see Kevin Costner, or the court scenes, or the other scenes of her home with her, where her father was raised, or where her grandmother is. This room has like this quality where things are shifting and things can be created and there's new possibilities. So there are many conversations that happen in this room that are kind of pivotal to the course of the movie. And especially near the end, when there's all this tension between Reggie and Elliot, and this fighting and all of that, there's a scene where Reggie comes back to this to get Eloise, and he just sees the picture, and he sees just the space that she's in, and the healing part of love, the transformative power of love. And it's depicted so well through a child's innocence because she doesn't see color. To her, it's all part of her, literally, genetically part of her, but basically this is her family, these are her roots. And while she's clear that she wants to live with her grandfather because that's where she's been raised and she's comfortable, and her school is there, her friends are there, she still wants to have a very very clear, strong relationship with her dad and her grandmother, and her African American roots. So I think it's a beautiful movie that invites you to look beyond stereotypes, beyond racial identity, beyond political identity, beyond ethnicity, beyond all of that, and see what is our common ground, what unifies us. Because if we look at what divides us, then that will grow. But if we look at what unites us, then that can grow. And that's what this family learns. In the beginning, it's all about, what's wrong with the other. And slowly, as this power of love just brings up all that is unlove, it brings it to the surface for healing, for release, they start to look inward and see what it is that they both, need to heal. And specifically, Elliot, with his all of his issues of grief that he hasn't faced, the daughter that he lost when she was just a baby, 17, 18, and then his wife, and then turning to alcohol. So all of that has to be healed. And similarly, for Reggie, his ongoing issues of addiction and his desire to be a father, but at times not to be a father because the addiction, just gets stronger for him. So facing all of that and coming to a place where you can be honest with it and start to do that self-healing, so then the love and the sense of family that everyone wants to give Eloise can really be there. So I think this movie may spark a lot of conversation and perhaps some discussion and some hopefully self-reflection, and maybe some even uncomfortable places. It might just kind of, just bring stuff up. And I think a powerful movie, does do that. And a movie can be used for healing, because it allows that to come up, but then you can also keep giving it the purpose of healing and allow whatever comes up for healing, and there can be transformation. You can emerge seeing things hopefully in a different way, with a bit more love, a bit more forgiveness, and again, just a desire that we all need that. You know, we're all worthy of that. And what I loved about this movie is the little girl is able to hold that space, that she's not so jaded, she's not cynical, you know, she just wants to share love and be loved. And so that's her, you know, that's her only purpose. And that purpose ends up being, you know, a way that everyone can start to accept healing for themselves. So thank you for, just being open to consider this movie. And also, I'd love to hear any feedback you have. You can post a comment here, or you can reach me at seema@coachingforinnerpeace.org. And if you're looking for other tools to help you in your journey to experience greater love, greater peace of mind, greater forgiveness in your life, then do check out our website, coachingforinnerpeace.org. Namaste and much blessings to all of you.